Welcome to the School District of Philadelphia's online registration process. In this video, we will go through the process of registering a kindergarten student. Let's start to register your student. From the kindergarten online registration screen, click Start New Registration. Review the guidance included at the top of the page. Be sure that you have the ability to attach the required documents to your online registration application. Note that you will need to have proof of your student's age, 2 documents showing your address, and your student's immunization records. A government-issued ID is also requested. Please read each screen carefully before you enter information. Enter your first and last name and your date of birth. Enter your email address. Indicate whether or not you have students currently attending the school district. Enter text for the CAPTCHA. A pop-up will appear. Write down your application number. This number is very important if you want to complete your application at a later date. It is used to track online registration across the district. Click Confirm. A new window will appear asking for your e-signature. You must enter your name and click Submit to begin the application. Enter the phone number you would like to assign to your child's primary household. The primary household is your child's primary residence, which is where your child lives most of the time. If necessary, you can enter a second household later. Click Next. On the next screen, enter your home address by entering the house number. Select the direction from the drop-down menu, if applicable. Enter the street. Do not enter anything in the tag field. If your address exists in the system, it will appear in the green box. Click your address and the rest of the fields will automatically populate. Click Save and Continue. A pop-up will appear informing you that you are about to enter parent-guardian information. Click OK. Enter the appropriate information for each of your child's parent guardians. If your child lives in the address listed as the student's primary household, be sure to leave the box checked. Click Next. Enter contact information for the parent guardian. Review your contact preferences carefully by reading the explanations below. Do not check the box under Private. Click Save Continue when finished. If all the required information has been entered, there will be a green check in the completed column next to the parent guardian's name. If the row appears highlighted in yellow, some required information is missing. Click on the name to edit. To add another parent or guardian into the system, click Add New Parent Guardian and repeat the preceding steps. If the other parent guardian lives at a different address, you will have the opportunity to add this information. For this student, we will only add one parent. When all parent guardians have been included in your application, click Save. Continue. An emergency contact is a person who should be contacted in case of an emergency if the parent guardians cannot be reached. When completing this section, you do not need to re-enter any parents or guardians who were entered in the previous screens. These entries are in addition to parent guardians in terms of emergency contact priority. Click Add New Emergency Contact. A pop-up will appear informing you that you are about to enter emergency contact information. Click OK. Enter all appropriate information for your child's emergency contacts. When you have completed both the demographic and the contact information sections, click Save Continue. If all required information has been entered, there will be a green check mark in the completed column next to the emergency contact's name. If the row appears highlighted in yellow, that means that some required information is missing and you will need to edit the entry. To add another emergency contact, add New Emergency Contact and repeat the preceding steps. Up to 3 emergency contacts can be added. When all the emergency contacts included in your application appear with a green checkbox, click Save Continue. In the Student section, you will be asked to add important information for the student that you are registering. This video will proceed through the following student screens quickly. As you complete your application for your student, you are advised to read each screen in the Student section carefully so that the information entered is accurate. Click Add New Student. Enter all required demographic information as well as other information in the relevant fields. Note your child's school. Click Next. Enter your child's race ethnicity information in the next screen. Select Yes or No for the drop-down menu, indicating whether or not your student is Hispanic Latino. Then check any and all of the checkboxes which apply. If you selected No from the drop-down, at least one option from the list must be selected. Click Next. Indicate your housing status by clicking the appropriate checkbox. Click Next. Indicate the relationship each parent-guardian has to the student by selecting the appropriate option from the Relationship drop-down menu. Leave the boxes under Guardian, Mailing, Portal, and Messenger checked. Then assign a number in the Emergency Contact Order drop-down menu. This number is the order in which school staff will contact people in the event of an emergency. Click Next. Indicate the relationship each emergency contact has to the student by selecting the appropriate option in the Relationship drop-down. Then assign a priority number from the Emergency Contact drop-down order. Click Next. In the next screen, indicate services your child has previously received by selecting Yes, No in all of the required drop-downs on this screen. When finished, click Next. In the next screen, enter your child's medical information. Read the questions carefully using the scroll bar to answer all questions. You will then be asked whether or not your student takes medication. If you select no from the drop-down, proceed to the next statement. If you select yes from the drop-down, fields will appear where you will be able to enter up to 3 medications for your student. If you need to tell the nurse about additional medications, please reach out to the school to communicate that information after your student has been enrolled. Review the statements which follow carefully. The first statement discusses permission for the admission of emergency medical treatment as well as medications by the school nurse. It also authorizes communication between the school nurse and your child's healthcare provider. The second statement discusses permission for the use of sunscreen. If authorizing, type your name into the appropriate authorization signature boxes. When finished, click Next. In the next screen, indicate which languages your child speaks in each of the contexts listed. Click Next when finished. Indicate whether any school-age siblings live with your child in the primary household. If you select yes, you will be asked to identify your child's siblings. Click Next to continue to the next screen. Read the parental registration statement carefully. This section asks questions about your child's disciplinary history. Responses to these questions are required. Then enter your name to swear or affirm that the information that you have provided is correct to the best of your knowledge. Click Next when complete. Review the Release of Directory Information statement carefully, then indicate whether or not you want to allow the district to release your child's information by selecting yes or no from the drop-down menu. If you select yes to the drop-down menu on this screen, review the options which appear. Click the checkbox next to the statement which best applies. Then enter your name in the signature authorization box. Click Next when complete. In the next screen, you will be asked to provide documentation as proof of your student's age. Review the acceptable documentation, then click the blue button to upload proof of your student's age. 2 proofs of residency are also required. Review the list of acceptable documentation, then click the blue button to upload your documents. View the list of required immunizations. Click the blue button to upload immunization records for your student. If available, a copy of a government-issued photo ID for the listed guardian should be uploaded. Click Save Continue to proceed. If any of the information is missing, your child's name will appear highlighted in yellow. You can go back to enter the information by clicking on the Edit Review button. If all information is entered, a green checkbox will indicate the application is complete. It is possible to register more than one kindergarten student at a time. If you have more than one kindergarten-age student to be registered for the upcoming school year, you can add additional students to the registration. Click Add New Student and repeat the process for the second student. Click Save Continue when all students have been entered. Your application is not submitted until you click the red Submit button. Review the statement beneath the Submit button prior to clicking Submit. A pop-up warning will appear informing you that you will not be able to modify your application once you submit. Click Confirm to indicate that you are ready to submit. If you need to make changes or want to review your application, click Cancel. Once your application is submitted, you can view it in PDF form, which can be saved to your hard drive or printed out. Thank you for using the School District of Philadelphia's online registration system.